What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans. No, the Extended Edition action. Spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color. Playing as Zeus with an uncapitalized first letter of his name. His name is Skady. Yes, this is the Skady we know and love. The hilarious Brazilian. He actually has a YouTube channel, which I think is a comedy channel. It's all in Spanish. I think it's in Spanish. But if you are into your Spanish, you should go find it. I would leave a link in the channel in the description or on the Twitch chat, but I don't actually know what it is off the top of my head. But if you can find it, then you win the grand prize of finding it. His opponent today... it's Portuguese. Is it in Portuguese? Okay. That's just because I'm racist though. Fuck me. I'm so sorry. Portuguese, and it's not comedy. Okay, whatever. It's financial. There you go. Eric will let me know. There you go. Eric's letting me know. Portuguese, financial, and I'm a shit person. So on the other side of the map, in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Victor, and Victor actually has his own YouTube channel as well, where he speaks in, I believe it's German, and he actually reports on UFO sightings. I don't know what I don't know if that's all true at all. Maybe I'm making it up. I actually think he is an American. So how he speaks German is very, very confusing to me. Wait, no, he speaks English and he just has a YouTube channel about Age of Mythology. Oh, okay. My bad. I stuffed that up as well. Anyways, okay. So the map is Savannah. Yes, this is round 2 of the Eternal Frost. Is that what the thing's called? I'm making a lot of mistakes right now. EE Meta Players Tournament, round 2, one-day tournament. All gods allowed, but you can get bans. We've got a Zeus versus Zeus matchup here. Absolute primo matchup for you guys. The very cool thing about Zeus on Extended Edition that is very different from on Voobly is that the Centaur 2-shot villagers. 2-shot villagers instead of 3-shot villagers. So Centaur are much, much more vicious on Extended Edition or on Voobly, but they have 0.5 less speed with Sylvan Lore. So they still get the 5.0 speed before Sylvan Lore, but after Sylvan Lore, they only got up to 6.0 speed, not 6.5 speed. So a little bit slower. So while they're much better in matchups like the Norse matchup or the Egyptian matchup or the Greek matchup, they're much, much weaker against the Atlantean matchup. So there is that as something to be aware of. So Victor is shooting up to the next stage fairly quickly. We see the temple coming up. Now, Victor did actually do a slightly different build order here than you would be used to. I think he went, and I think he normally does this, he went something like 3-2-2, which is a little bit different than everyone else. It's not my 1-1-1, but, you know, it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers, and he does manage to get a very, very nice 3:30 timing or 3:37 timing there with his Jason out to start putting early pressure on. Now, there is a big difference here between the early Jason of Voobly and on Extended Edition. On Voobly, the Jason has 9.0 attack damage in the Archaic Age, but on Extended Edition, only 4.5 damage. So when you move in to start shanking the villagers, they can very easily shank back. So we see the Jason coming in here. 2 villagers onto favor. 2 villagers on favor here for Victor as well, as the Jason says g'day, and an immediate bolt. Get out of here. Skady wants none of that business. He's saying, I don't care. I just want you dead and dusted and in the ground. And that is just exactly what happens there. See the villagers now moving up onto this granary for Skady. Not feeling content with moving up onto the elephant here. Both players are kind of in their base a little bit. How many villagers on wood does Victor have? He's got 10 villagers on wood, and Skady's got 9 villagers on wood as well. Normally you only see 8, as Skady's now put 3 villagers over to favor, and Victor is staying 2 villagers on favor here, trying to get himself his first centaur moving forward onto this location. We do see the villagers retreating away, the centaur coming back home, the Jason is out. Skady obviously realizes he's at a little bit of a disadvantage right now because there is still Bolt available for Victor, as I'm sure the Odysseus will be out as well, and the Odysseus will be coming out as well for Skady, though a bit of a housing crisis going on here as well, as the centaur sneaking around the side of the map, the Katoskopos scouting for Victor here, as well as the villagers finishing up there, Odysseus and Jason making their movement forward here. As Skady is now going to start losing. He does end up losing 1 villager there to the centaur. Return fire does end up hitting the centaur there, but Victor is now going to have to deal with the centaur pole mark. I was a little bit off on how much slower these centaur are. It's 6.2, not 6.0. So they are still fairly quick, as we are seeing the Jason and the Odysseus going at each other. I'm surprised to see the bolt not immediately used there. And we do see the centaur turning around, special ability being used straight away. That is the advantage of getting the early centaur out. We do see that bolt there onto the Odysseus here. 1 centaur does pop out, immediately targeted down there, but Odysseus too drunk to hit that one there, as Victor now moving in. If I can remember the things, we do see no actual centaur pole mark coming through here for Victor, it would seem, as his centaur simply just wandering in here. He takes a lot of damage there by the centaur. In fact, the first centaur has fallen here as the Jason wandering in. Nice, beautiful micro from Skady, avoiding the Jason and the Odysseus in that situation. I would assume that it's going to be seeing a second town center here, but for some reason we're starting to see the Hippocon coming out here from Victor, and still having some housing issues for Skady, but he's getting them sorted out fairly quickly. But yet no second town center for Victor is a very big surprise here. As he's retreating away, we see the Jason and Odysseus greeting each other. Both players actually opting to go for the Hippocon here in this matchup. As the villagers wandering across the map, we do see centaurs walking straight into each other, special ability being used, and then going to be retreating away. They actually have 5.2 speed to start off with. There you go, a little bit of a buff for the Poseidon centaur and a nerf for the Zeus centaur. But the 5.2 speed does actually make them able to dodge arrows. So centaur pole mark, honestly, not that important if I'm really thinking about it. We just see Jason getting sniped down here as the 2 centaur are coming in. We see the Hippocon going after these centaur here, but they are going to get taken out nicely. We do see the Odysseus getting tasked to deal with those centaur there, as the centaur still running around. Victor still not, he's got a lot of wood in the bank here. A absolute metric poop ton of wood. He needs to get that Sylvan Lore, I'm sure. He's got himself 30, 40 favor as well, trying to micro to the best of his ability, but Skady is doing this way too nicely here. We are seeing the Victor Hippocon coming in, and in that moment, Victor does actually have to tap the ceasefire button, but at this point, both players have got tons of wood here in the bank. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, what they're saving for, or if they're just kind of making some mistakes. But getting all the houses up, more Hippocon coming through, and Victor just wants to finish up eating these. He's also eating the food over on this location. So if we take a look at the resource total, if I could see that, I can't see that somehow. I know there's a button. There it is. Resource total here is looking like it is slightly in favor of Victor in this game, ever so slightly, but in favor nonetheless. And if we also look at the losses, it is a little bit in favor. What is this in favor of? It's actually really close. Maybe a little bit in favor of Skady thus far, I guess. Now we see the centaur sneaking around for Skady, wants to get them in onto something. He does not need to attack this location. He's got this food over here, but maybe he doesn't know about it. So he does manage to come in and snipe one villager, gets out with the other centaur, and in fact, he will be running straight through this location as a centaur does come in. We'll actually be able to hit one of these centaurs and picks it off, and he will lose, but he will lose his own centaur for that trade. Nice play from Victor to deal with that. He does have all of the Hippocon out now. Both players have got their Hippocon going to be running around the map, getting all the pressure done. But guess what? Skady is on the farms first. So, I mean, if you've been following my recent theory about farms, this just means that Victor is strictly in front here. He still has his herdables left, but as long as he doesn't lose too many villages, he's going to be fine here. So leaving the Odysseus back here to defend, the Hippocon over here doing nicely. We are going to be seeing the Centaur coming over here to snipe a villager or two. In fact, he probably like micro this a little bit, and he does pick off that one villager. Nice play. The Centaur still running around. We still don't see Sylvan Law coming through for Victor. He must have in the back of his mind that Sylvan Law is just simply not worth it in this matchup, but Skady is making it seem like it very much is worth it. But now we've got the medium Hippocon as Victor is ready to start pushing forward. The Centaur coming around this side. There's not going to be anything to attack here. We do see the elephant getting picked off. 6 villages enough to not lose one, it seems, to that elephant. And the question is going to be, will Skady be able to find that or not? We do see some villagers getting sniped on this home gold mine. Victor, he's thinking about running away, but he decides against it. We just see the special ability of that Centaur hitting one of those Centaur there, and Skady simply just going to get out of there as the Hippocon of Victor still looking for something to attack. We do have medium Hippocon here for Skady as well. This fight here does go fairly in favor of Victor, as he does move his Hippocon manually there to get a whole bunch of damage done. Nice micro from Skady there, but Victor does retaliate with his own micro as this fight is continuing. Population is slightly in favor of Victor in this game. It's 36 villages to 41 villages though, as the Centaur return in to help push Victor back. And in that moment, Skady does win that fight pretty heavily, and Victor rightfully works out that he needs to retreat back here. As these guys are sitting here. We do have a question from Carlos Lopez BR saying, wouldn't it better to be going hoplite here? I actually think that it could be better to go hoplite here, but you do have a very, very immobile army, and the Centaur can pick off your hoplite much easier than they can pick off your Hippocon. So that is a thing. So now we see the Hippocon wandering up to the top side of the map. The villagers eating the baboons over here. The Centaur should be able to see this. He missed it. He absolutely missed it there. Unfortunately, Skady misses that, and Victor gets away with a little bit of murder. We do see the Centaur going to town here, and 2 Centaur falling. Once you get behind on the Centaur numbers, all hell starts breaking loose, and now Victor has to defend this gold mine. Does he have himself Spirited Charge? He does not. He's got no villagers on favor to get Spirited Charge either, as the Hippocon Centaur retreating around this side of the map here. Going to be going after these villages. We see the town center getting grabbed by Skady. The villagers getting pulled here, and Skady can actually pick off 2 villages here with his special abilities from those Centaur as well. But he doesn't get there quite fast enough. And now with the second town center coming up, Skady's going to be in a great position. But I mean, Victor still hasn't farmed, so Victor could potentially hit the Mythic Age incredibly fast here and really punish the town center. Whereas with Skady farming, it kind of means he has to go for the second town center. Again, refer to my farm theory if you don't understand what I'm talking about. Anyways, Centaur retreating back. Centaur and Hippocon moving forward. We see a little bit of a fight going on here as the Hippocon have to get out of here. And the Centaur too have to get out of here. Too many Hippocon for Victor, as he is trying to get up to the next stage, but there's just continuous raids onto the gold situation of Victor, and he is in a world of pain against Skady's incredible multitasking in this game. But we are seeing an attempt at retaliating onto this gold mine over here, but I mean, Skady's still on his home gold mine. He will have to move to his second gold mine very, very soon here, or like not very soon, but right now. And what Victor could do is try and sneak a gold mine over here, for an example, and be completely sneaky, maybe. But the other option is we might be able to see Victor try and take down Skady's town center here. You see one Odysseus getting taken down. And now, the raid's just continuing to be absolutely brutal here, as Skady is absolutely unrelenting. The Hippocon coming in and dealing with everything. The villagers getting pulled off their resource, but they're just all getting picked off. More units moving in here for Skady. As look at this villager differential. It's 21 villagers and climbing here, as it's looking like Victor just might be too far behind. He's trying to get a retaliation raid onto this gold mine. We do see villagers on this gold mine over here, as these units are getting dealt with nicely, but 37 villagers to 59 villagers. The villagers have to get pulled off this gold mine as well. More villagers here will end up losing their lives, it seems, as well. So it's just absolutely devastating, as both players kind of just going all out aggression here. But Victor's got so many resources in the bank, whereas Skady's resources are slowly climbing up to that point where he can click up to the next age and start getting Prodromus out to deal with the Hippocon easily. We are seeing some raids now into the main base of Victor. Victor turning around, full fighting here, as he's like, I've got to simply shank the Hippocon as best as I can here, as these villagers falling nicely to the Skady aggression. And here we come in with more raids from Victor. He does have a couple of units over here. He's not paying attention to this pack of units. And we've got Skady now on this gold mine at the front and Victor on this gold mine in the back. Victor is still desperately trying to get himself to the heroic cage, but he's only got 31 villagers remaining here. More dead villagers coming through for Victor, as he's managing to get at least a little bit of retaliation in here, and his Hippocon getting pushed back. He's still producing his Hippocon en masse. Honestly, the only thing missing here would have been if Victor had managed to get himself Spirited Charge here. I think that this would have been maybe a way to go for him to just keep putting the pressure on, but he hasn't checked this gold mine yet. He doesn't know what's going on, and he has to continue retreating here. He's going to bring his Hippocon back in, take a fight. Skady is up population quite considerably here, as we do see the Odysseus focusing down that centaur. Nice micro there from Skady, saving his centaur yet again, but he does lose the one in the back there nicely, as this fight is continuing. These Hippocons sitting idly by. And will we see the centaur come over and check this location? There's a chance that Victor hasn't even scouted the side of the map. He notices it. Victor's actually got a chance here. He's going to be able to move over here. At this point, Skady, like, the population difference is there, but that's all in villager count. So there is still a chance here that Skady can get completely gold starved and shut out of this game. So you see this Hippocon over here going after the enemy Hippocon. Actually 3 against 2, so they should be able to win this. But there have been more units that are returning over here. The villagers retreating back home. So Victor's still going hard. He's got to realize the only way forward here, he's got idle villagers now. Needs to get his farms sorted. The only way forward for him to take a win here is to go all out onto the gold control. But Skady is consistently fighting in winning battles underneath Town Center Fire with Centaur, all the good things. And the gold mine continuing to get grabbed here for victory. He's got a lot of gold in the bank, but no food economy. And he's done the panic farm throwdown. I don't know how many people... I see this all too often. I see this on every single game, or every single Age of Empires game. I see this style of producing farms. And I'll finish my comment later as Victor does end up tapping out there. GG, well played by Skady. He definitely utilized his centaur much more efficiently than Victor there. Even with the smaller amount of bonus speed you get from the centaur, it just was not enough for... It was too much for Victor to handle, and he just lost way too many villagers. But anyways, back to my farming point. I see this on Age of Empires 2. I see this on Age of Empires 3. I see it on Age of Empires 4. I see it on Age of Mythology. Everybody shift clicks and builds their farmers. And it functions the same way in every single one of the games, in that the villagers will run around. So I have these villagers, and I click around my town center like this with shift. There will be 11 villagers on this farm, then 10 on this farm, and then 9 on this farm, and then yada, 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 yada. And the farms in every single game, they take somewhere between 5 and 10 seconds to train, to build with one villager on each. If you simply do it manually, you lose yourself maybe somewhere between 3 and 10 seconds, depending on how fast you are, and you gain yourself around about 200 food just because you've started farming immediately. That is my story. Anyways, we'll move on to game number 2 very shortly. First game to Skady. He's not allowed to play Zeus anymore, so we'll see what he goes with in the second game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.